Bitcoin, not the only market that's dumping this morning. Coming up on The Jog. Hi folks, Alex Klingelhoeffer here with Exencial Wealth Advisors. It is 8:55 here in the middle part of the country on Monday. It is June 13th, 2022. Here's your morning jog around the economic headlines of the world. Want to start off in crypto land. Bitcoin down 15 or so percent. Lots of things happening in the cryptographic world. We have Celsius, Binance, all suspending redemptions. At least Binance says it is temporary. Interesting, once you put dollars into crypto, very difficult to get it out, especially if you want to get out at the same time as other folks. It's almost like there isn't enough plumbing in the system to allow trades to go through. In fact, that's actually one of the big issues with Bitcoin, is that it consumes a ton of power just to verify transactions on the chain. And if you want the primo crypto, that is Bitcoin, you are relying on older technology that does take lots of energy and lots of time to record and confirm transactions. That is certainly not an attractive feature of an investment, which is why we've always said crypto is a bit on the speculative end. Only put in what you might be able to afford to lose. Dollar, surprisingly, the best stable coin in the world over the last year and a half. Imagine that, the US dollar, store of value, who knew? USD up, strongest since April 2020, right? Why is that? Well, we have some interesting moves in the Treasury market. The 2-year flipped the 10-year, right? Normally we call that an inversion. And what that means is the 2-year rate is higher than the 10-year rate. You expect, hey, if I borrow money for a longer period of time, I have to pay a higher interest rate. That's why the curve normally goes like that, right? Short, higher. When you get out to the end of the curve, if you have rates flip-flop, right? If you have shorter rates that are higher than longer rates, that's saying, whoa, we're going to have a sustained period of higher rates right now. We need to be compensated for that. We need to prepare for that. That is causing markets across the world to sell off quite a bit. I think I saw NASDAQ down 3% pre-market here. Dow down quite a bit as well. Listen, Fed has recession here, inflation here. They're trying to thread the needle. Very difficult to do that sort of a soft landing. The biggest issue for them is on the inflation side, right? They can't control a lot of what we need to control inflation, right? It went from goods, supply chains, containers, etc., which now is what Biden's focused on, which is weird because that was a problem 12 months ago, to really being an energy-driven inflationary environment. Right now, with gas where it is, if you look at wholesale oil, right, trading about 120, you add the crack spread. That is what refiners make. By the way, they're making a killing. We've talked about that. $60 or so. You're really paying approximately $160 oil for gasoline, for diesel, for what you actually put in your car. Because normally crack spreads are about $20. That's at least what they have been over the last 5 or 7 years. So 20 subtracted from 60 is 40. So there's 40 excess on your crack spread. Plus 120, you're really looking at about $160 oil when it actually gets to consumers. That is something that is really putting a little bit of a damper on the overall economy, and certainly something that the Fed has absolutely no power to influence. They can make rates a little bit lower. They could, not be hiking as much. But really what you need is more molecules out of the ground, and this is not an administration that wants to do that. They are beholden to their principles, which is fine. It's fine to have principles, but their principles say we need to keep carbon neutral. And if we have to crash the economy, if we have to send the market lower in the meantime to get our global CO2 inflation in check, that's just what we're going to do. That's the folks that were voted in. We have another election here in November. Perhaps the tide will turn. If you want some additional info throughout the week, feel free to find me on the internet. I am out there. Until then, hope you, your family, have a really good rest of your Monday. I am out.